guys, it's Grace here. Welcome back to my channel. Sorry it's been a while, I've been busy with stuff, and sorry about the hat by the way, it's just my hair looks dreadful and I didn't want you to see this greasy old mess. Anyway, today I want to talk about something that I've never really had the chance to talk about on my channel, but I've been wanting to do it because it's something that's quite important to me and an important part of my life that I have to deal with and things. I don't want this to be too depressing, I suppose. I don't want it to be like a sob story sort of thing. This is just something that I deal with and something I want to share with you. So usually when people talk about mental health on the internet, they're talking about very debilitating things such as depression and anxiety and things that really hit very close to home for some people. But my mental health talk is going to be a little different because I don't suffer from depression and anxiety. I have borderline ADHD, Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. Not the same as ADD, that's where people have trouble staying focused on one thing at a time. ADHD is completely different. It's about being hyperactive, being a little immature at times, and not feeling like you fit in with a lot of people because you feel several years younger than them. Yep, that's my life. My entire life I've not felt like I've fit in with a number of different groups in my year and things. It's tough, it's really tricky. And also if I sound a bit dreadful, it's because it is the season to be sneezing. Everyone has a cold. Everyone in my family. Well, almost everyone. So ADHD is basically exactly what I've been saying. It's about being a bit hyper. Sometimes I find that I laugh a lot louder than everyone else does. Sometimes I say things and don't think before I say them, which ends up making people quite upset at times. And being someone in theatre, when people ask an opinion of me, I am a bit brutal with my honesty. Not just in like a blunt way, as in like, I don't know I'm doing it half the time. I just don't want to lie to them. So an example is probably, there are some really horrible examples of me not realising I've done something wrong until much later, and then someone comes up to me and is like, why the hell did you say that? And I'm like, I didn't mean it like that, I'm so sorry. I don't think before I speak most of the time, which is why it usually takes so long for me to figure out what the hell I'm going to do for these videos, because I'm having to just do things on the spot. I don't like scripting things. That's why the Scooby-Doo video was so weird, because there was a script for it and I just felt so awkward reading from a script. But, you know. Anyway, so one of the stories that happened quite recently, I was doing a show that was set in the 1960s, and during one of the proper shows, I noticed one of the characters messed up a couple of their dance moves or something. It wasn't super noticeable, but I noticed it, and me and my big mouth. I came off stage and the actress said to me, hey, Grace, did you see that I messed up on stage? Was it that noticeable? And I was like, oh yeah, it was noticeable, but... And she was like, oh, do you think it looked bad? And I was like, well, you were on the front row. That's not what you say to someone who is feeling really self-conscious about getting stuff right on the stage. That's not what you say. You need to support them. You can't say that. But I said it, and they got quite upset about it, understandably. I didn't realise I'd done anything wrong until my mum came up to me and said, this actress came up to me and said that you told her that she did really bad. And I was like, no, I didn't mean it like that. I need to think before I speak a lot of the time, which is why I always take notes before I do a video, so I'm like, okay, I can't cover this, I can't say that, I have to say things like this, and I can't do this. Especially in my rants, I know that I can't swear because that's not safe content for YouTube's algorithms and things, but you win some, you lose some, and also I want this to be a family-friendly channel, so there have been times where I've wanted to rant and swear and do all of the things and get very angry. Like that video where I was talking about things that annoy the crap out of me. That one I really wanted to swear, but I didn't, because I'm a good girl. So the other thing about feeling immature around people your age is you don't know how to act at social events. So when I was younger, in my family, we'd go on these big holidays, so we'd go on camping holidays and things. There'd be the adults, and then there'd be the kids, and then me, the weird teenager who often gets stuck with babysitting her younger cousins or just sits in a corner and reads because she doesn't know what to do with herself and can't interact with the adults because they're talking about stuff that makes no sense to me. So I often felt more gravitating towards the children than I was the adults. I can have adult conversation these days, it just takes me a while, and I often feel really awkward when I have to do it. So I do find I work well with people who are slightly younger than me because I can relate to them, because I feel like a 14-year-old in an 18-year-old's body, which is quite scary, to say the least, because lots of my friends have gone off to university and gotten jobs and things. I now have a job. Yay, I start in January, which is quite nice, considering all of the stuff that I've been through to try and get this job, so I'm getting there. I'm getting there with the whole adult thing. I just don't quite know how to do it at the minute, so I'm getting there. I'm trying to keep this short because this camera is not that brilliant, but I do have a nice mic set up. Thank you, brother of mine. I do have a nice mic set up now. I've changed the subject. Maybe it is a little bit of ADD then, I don't know. But all I'm saying is not all mental health problems are easy to get your head around the first time you hear about them. So don't just assume that someone is a certain way and they're that way because they choose to be. I don't choose to be flamboyant and over the top and things. Yes, I do theatre and it's kind of a given, but I also have borderline ADHD, so don't assume I'm just really obnoxious and selfish, okay? I know sometimes people are, but I'm not. I have ADHD, and I sometimes find it hard to control it and listen to instructions and make normal conversation with people, and often end up talking about things that you shouldn't really talk about and things. Often people will try and give me subtle hints and I don't pick up on them, so I'm just there like talking about something and they're like, no, you can't talk about that, Grace. You're not supposed to be talking about that, Grace. We're at the dinner table, Grace. If any of you have anything like that, you're not alone. We're all a bit different. I wanted to say weird, but I categorise myself as weird. You don't have to categorise yourself as weird. I'm actually proud of being weird because it means I'm not normal, because normal is boring, in my opinion. So you're not alone if you have ADHD or ADD or something that makes you feel a lot younger than the people around you. It's absolutely fine. It's just something that you'll have to deal with. Sometimes you'll find ways to combat that sort of thing, so you'll start taking steps where you're like, okay, I need to think before I speak, and yes, you may look a bit silly while you're doing it, but people around you who know about what you're like will probably be like, okay, that was a smart decision, because you don't want to say anything out of turn, you don't want to say something that can cause offence. I have literally made people cry by stuff I've said when I've not thought before I've spoken, and it's been quite harsh when I've looked back on it, and I'm like, why the hell did I say that? Often to do with appearance and acting. They go hand in hand, I swear. It's so annoying for other people, but now you know. If I've ever accidentally offended you, now you know I don't have a lot of control over it. But when I do figure out what I've done, I will become extremely apologetic. Don't tell me to stop saying sorry, because that's not going to help, because I will still feel like I have to say sorry. If someone says, stop saying sorry, I will just say sorry. That's just how I am, because I get very apologetic when I think I've done something wrong, and when I know that I've hurt someone's feelings. So yeah, ADHD, thank you very much for watching. I will try and do something more on brand and Christmassy soon, hopefully, since I'm not going to be working until after Christmas. Maybe not another movie thing, because I've already done that.